Hey everyone, it's Marco again from Diablo3GoldGuide.net. A couple tips today as well as a new build for my Demon Hunter. I recently dropped from 1,050,000 DPS down to 821,000 DPS. The reason I did that was to get my top end very high without a lot of attack speed. This enables me to do things like strafe forever. Look at my hatred right now. It's barely ticking. In fact, if I had one more hatred regen, I believe I wouldn't lose anything. But what's cool about that is I can cluster arrow like crazy. Actually, I can do it 6 times in a row without needing any more hatred. Then I also have 2 abilities that give me hatred, my preparation and my back companion. Anytime I get really low on hatred, I can just spin around for a little bit while I wait for preparation or for my companion to come back. Also, I use Vengeance, which has a hatred regen on it of 10 per second, so I can actually hit Vengeance and then spin around using strafe and gain hatred, which is pretty neat. So I'm basically always doing damage, and it's very high burst damage, not a lot of DPS itself. I've gotten rid of all my attack speed as much as I could and replaced it with resource costs. On my weapon, there's no attack speed or plus damage. The one thing I'm missing right now is elemental damage and cluster arrow damage. The only thing I have boosting that is my boots. I'm losing about 45% DPS, damage, whatever, on my cluster arrow right now because I don't have items that boost it. So that's something I need to work on. Another tip, don't just keep re-rolling items trying to make an okay item into a good item. Only re-roll items that are really great that you're trying to make awesome. I got into that habit of just re-rolling over and over again. It makes you broke. Don't do it. Another habit if you're strapped for cash is don't put the gem into a socket until you have the best gem possible. It's not hard to save up for the best gems, but it just takes a couple of games, couple of rifts, and then when you have a complete gem, put it into the socket. Otherwise, you're just wasting a lot of money. Now let's check out the build real quick before I leave you guys. Usually I'm the one who gets all the killing blows on enemies because I do so much damage. I was doing 30+ million per shot, but when I started reworking my build so that I could get lots more cluster arrows, I did a little bit less. So now it's about 15 million per crit. You'll see there's a 12 right there. What's going on here? It was a little laggy for a second. So let's unload. Just click. There is some kind of weird lag going on with the servers. It's not just me, it's everyone. So once in a while I'll start rubber banding, and it's really frustrating. Like right there I kind of rubber banded. Now look, I'm actually gaining hatred right now while using Vengeance. It's pretty slick. These guys are annoying to show a build when they teleport around constantly. When I click on an item, I also get the double damage buff from my belt, which I showed in an earlier video. Let's do a little more footage and then we'll call it quits. I hope this was helpful and insightful, that you learned some ways to save money, as well as a new build for Demon Hunters. Once I get low, I just spin so I can get some discipline back. I have the chance on crit to get discipline. So right now I'm kind of low, so I'm just spinning until I get my blue bar high enough to hit preparation. I hit it, and I can do another cluster arrow and wait a little bit until I get everything back. But it's approximately 15 or 16, I think, cluster arrows for my cooldowns before I hit Vengeance. And when I hit Vengeance, I can do it pretty much forever because I get back more hatred than I spend on my strafe. And if I just stop attacking, I can quickly do another cluster arrow. But it is a pretty simple build, and what's nice about it is you don't need any attack speed. You can give up attack speed for cost reduction and hatred regeneration, which is something I'm currently working on. And you just kind of got to pay attention to how quickly you're using up your hatred. Another thing, I lost a lot of my healing, so I also have to be careful of that. Now if I just stop for a second, my hatred goes right back up. And this is on Torment 1, I believe. I was doing this with one of my friends on Torment 3, and I did pretty well. Like I said, my healing's not up to snuff right now, but that's pretty much it, I think, for the video. Good luck and have fun.